Hi, we are the Lego Freezers from All Saints School in Portland, Oregon. We are competing in the NXT Robotics Tournament, and where we get to build an NXT robot that does special missions and learn about the climate. We'd like to tell you about our projects and where we learned how climate affects our community, identified a climate project in our area, and came up with a solution. First, we learned about what climate is, which is climate is an average weather over a long period of time, and people study climate because it is very important for food, water, plants, and animals. And our climate is changing. Here's what we learned.
The first step was for us to identify a local problem created by climate change in our community. We studied Mount Hood. Mount Hood is 50 miles from Portland and a great place to ski and hang out. Mount Hood has 11 glaciers. A glacier is a climate indicator. It gives us clues about climate change. Mount Hood's 11 glaciers provide 4 billion gallons of water each year to our homes, businesses, and schools. If the glaciers melt, we won't have water to support life, people, plants, and animals. Melting glaciers may also lead to larger mud and debris flows. The glaciers in the Pacific Northwest are melting faster than other glaciers because of low elevation and because it is close to the ocean. The largest glacier is Elliott Glacier, and it supplies more than 85% of the water to Elliott Creek, which provides water for irrigation.
We also did some research. We watched a movie about climate change and read some books from the library and looked for news about climate change in the newspaper. We also did some experiments. We created electronic currents from water, vinegar, and salt. We were able to light up a light and activate a sound chip by using water and a lemon. We even built a little solar grasshopper that jumps around when it is in the sun. These are interesting ways to make electricity without generating carbon. And we did a cool experiment with dry ice, which is made of carbon dioxide.
Too much carbon in the atmosphere is what creates global warming. Each member of our team calculated their family's carbon footprint by answering some questions on a computer calculator. Your carbon footprint is calculated by adding how many people live in your house, how you heat your house, what kind of car you drive and how many miles, airline flights and lifestyle decisions, things like what you eat and where you shop. We discovered that our families all generate about 18 to 25 tons of carbon each year. That is a lot. Driving a car and flying the airplane generates the most carbon. Here's a chart we created to show a graph of carbon footprint.
Then we learned about carbon offset. That means finding ways to do good things for the environment to make the impact of carbon we generate not so great. There is so much you can do to make good decisions. We know about reduce, reuse, recycle, and our school is great at that. We even have a special compost bin in our cafeteria. You can buy green energy that comes from the wind turbines. You can shut off lights when you aren't in a room. You can walk to school instead of drive. And you can even make a donation to a company that will plant trees or do other good things for you. The company cuts off the total amount of they plant enough trees to cut off the total amount of carbon tons you use in a year. And then we had an idea. We decided to calculate the carbon footprint of our school. We already are a green school, which means we are doing good with our programs to help the environment, but we hadn't calculated the carbon footprint of the school. So we used the same computer calculator to figure it out. We learned that the carbon footprint of the school based on just how much electricity and heating we use. We haven't calculated the tons, so we don't know how much it is right at this moment, but we're working on it and we'll probably figure it out in the next week. So when we're done, we need to think of some ideas that can make a difference and make a difference now.
Well, the big event each year to raise money for our school is the auction. It is on March 7th. We decided to make a sign to put up at the auction to ask for donations for Climate Trust of Oregon to offset the carbon generated from our school. We hope we get lots of donations. We think this is a good idea because it doesn't cost the school any money, and our principal will like that. I also came up with the idea to make some little signs to put around the street by the school to remind parents when they are dropping off their kids for school to shut off their engines. This could really help cut down on how much carbon is generated. These are little ideas, but we think they are good ideas. We learned a lot and had fun and helped make an impact on our community and in the world, but mostly in our community. Thanks to all our mentors and teachers who helped us.